Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again with another Perils in Paradise card review, and today is Shaman's Day, and we have one howl of a spell school package for Shaman with one of the more creative legendaries I've seen in quite some time. Some pretty spectacular stuff. Some scams are going to be abound for sure. And well, we'll review all these cards. And if you want to win these cards, we're giving away 2 regular pre-orders, 2 mega bundles out of my pocket to enter that giveaway. Like and comment in the video, link down in the description below, the one with that thumbnail over there. Be subscribed to the channel. Every 1,000 subs we get until all the cards are revealed, I will add another mega bundle. So hit that sub button. Make me go broke. And as usual, disclaimer here, Death Knight will be able to access these cards with buttons, the tourist card for Death Knight. So when you're looking at these cards, remember, you will be able to put them into your Death Knight decks. And that includes, starting off, you might want to give them a little bit of the razzle dazzle, as we have the 7 mana 4/4 Naga, the Razzle Dazzler, and it has Battle Cry, summon a random 5-cost minion. So that could be anything from any tribe, neutral, just can't be a Titan, or Colossal if there is a 5-mana Colossal. I don't think there is. Maybe there is. I can't remember. I think Kravito is the cheapest at 6. Regardless, it repeats for each spell school you have cast this game. So right out the gate, you get a 7-mana 4/4 and a 5-drop, which is okay. It's all right. In Arena, you'll be like, that's not too bad. And then you get another spell school on that. You get 2, 3, 4. I guess you kind of max out at 6 because the board will be, you know, full. So that's pretty good. That is a lot of stats. If you get a lot of spell schools, which you can get access to some more, so there's some more cards here. But I think right now you have like Fire, Arcane, you have Nature, only Frost are available. I think there's like 4 by default. There might be even maybe Shadow as well. There's quite a few spell schools available to Shaman. They're also gonna be able to access Demon Hunter cards. We don't know the tourist card for that yet. I'm assuming later today, but maybe get some Fel spells in there as well. So ton of stats. It's 7 mana, right? Even if you fill the board with random 5-drops, is that good enough today's game? Probably. Like, it's just a bunch of stats, right? And you can play 2 of these. It's not like it's a legendary, it's just an epic. I don't know. I feel like these stat bomb cards just haven't really worked outside of like a Marrowgar because the stats were just so insane. They had Rush. You don't know what you're getting with this. It could be a complete backfire. You could get a 10/10 with Rush. It's so wild that I'm going to give this a 2, but I'm going to give this a 2 out of 5 in Standard. A 2 out of 5 in Wild. I just feel like really insane Arena card. And in Ladder, it might just not be enough. You can always, I guess, shutter block this, but that's probably anti-synergistic with the board constraints with all of that. So yeah, I actually don't think this sees ladder competitive play, and that kind of blows my mind. I will say though, it's probably better in Death Knight just because buttons is a card, right? Like you could tutor all those spell schools and do that. I still don't think it makes the cut, but that does have some pretty good synergies there. And speaking of spell schools, we have a Frost spell, the Frosty Decor, a 5-mana spell which summons 2 2/4 elementals with Taunt. That's absolutely terrible. However, they also get Death Rattle and gain 4 armor, and the art's pretty chill. He's just chilling out, having a drink on his chair. What is that art? You got very cutesy little frost dudes on there overall. Again, it's not a lot of stats, right? 5 mana, 4/8 taunt. Like Feral Spirits is 3 mana, get 2/2/3s. For 2 less mana, you do overload. These do give you armor. It is 8 armor, right? Like Antique Healbot back in the day saw play healing for 8 for 5 on a 3/3. This gets you delayed armor. So if you're like, you know, it's not going to save you against a burn deck if they can just ignore it and all of that. It seems underwhelming. It seems like this might get buffed to 4 at some point. Or it just really is that solid and strong, and you want those spell schools. If you're playing Death Knight with buttons, you could draw this out, right? It's a spell school for Death Knight. Remember that. Doesn't really factor into this review too much, but again, Death Knight can play these cards. So I don't know. I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5 in Standard and Wild as well. It feels like, it just feels like 1 mana too much, but we'll have to see if, yeah, maybe 8 armor, just that annoying stalling ability is enough, plus activating all your other spell school synergies, which are really active in this expansion, which we also have the Siren Song, a new 2-mana spell, no spell school on it, but you get 2 random spells from spell schools you haven't cast this game. So that can really help ramp up, you know, your big 7-drop, give them the razzle dazzle with some more spell schools and activate. There's a legendary we'll take a look at that just you could utilize this. And thankfully Mage doesn't have access to this, because not only like Quest Mage, but also like Sith. The Sith would love this card, but it's in Shaman and Mage can't access this outside of some Discover shenanigans. So overall, it's like, it's not bad. 2 random spells for 2 mana is okay. Getting spell school synergies can be quite good, and you can manipulate it a bit. Like I've already played a frost spell, already played a nature spell. I played a fire spell. Now I play Siren Song, and maybe I get that holy, that fell, something like that, right? So there's some utilization out of it. I feel like this might be more of a created by thing where you discover Siren Song, which gets you something else, which discovers something else, which gets you something else, and that thing gets you something else, and then that gets you something else, and then you might actually play the card for what it does, and then it does something. Like, that's Hearthstone these days. But again, I'm leaning towards it too, that it's like a bit slowish. It's just value, it's just spell schools, and that's it. And for me, the payoff on these aren't like super high that I want to play it. So again, I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5 in standard, 2 out of 5 in wild, and buttons can't even draw this in Death Knight, so who knows. And I don't know how much Death Knight's wanting the spell school stuff, but they can absolutely utilize something like Razzle Dazzler, you know, just as well as Shaman. Really, they have their own spell schools, so maybe it's more of a Death Knight card at the end of the day. And then lastly, this is the card that just looks really crazy and really cool, and there's a lot to note with this card, is the Caress Cabaret Star. And I love the artwork on this card. It's gorgeous. I hope she gets a signature or just something. She looks beautiful. She's a 5 mana, 5/5 Naga. While in your hand, play 2 different spell schools to transform. And what the heck does that mean? Basically, if you're holding her, you play an arcane spell, she'll draw 2 cards. If you play a fire spell, she will deal 6 to the enemy hero. If she plays a frost spell, she will freeze 3 random enemy minions. If she gets a nature spell, she will gain +2/+2 and taunt. If it's a holy spell, she'll restore 6 health to your hero. If it's a shadow spell, she'll destroy 2 random enemy minions. And if it's a fell spell, she will deal 2 damage to all enemy minions. So you get 2 of those effects on 1 card. Can be incredibly powerful. You can get some healing, removal, a taunt, a threat, really solid stuff. And yeah, it's a hard, kind of more of a build around thing. I believe I have a video example of it. And as you can see in that example, when they like combine, it's like set, right? So once she's drawn and you get those abilities going, you can kind of manipulate it based on the spell schools you're holding. But you might need to have spent a spell you kind of want on that payoff card. It's a weird one, right? It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, but I think it's a really cool design. I love the art on it. I love the flavor on it. And it's more of, to me, of like a controlling kind of card, probably. Although you could put it to like a burn deck or some spell heavy deck as well. I think it sees play. It could be like a Reno card, although, are you playing Tim in Reno? Now I'm bummed when I'm talking about, oh, it could be a Reno deck, except Reno Shaman's like so bad now, and it's like, I don't know. Anyways, I think it's really solid. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 in standard. Probably overrating it. I always overrate these cards because I just kind of fall in love with them, but I think it's really cool. And in Wild, it's more like a 2. Although you can get that battle cry, I believe, in your Shutterwalk, and Macaw should repeat it, because once that battle cry is put in, I feel like it should retain that and copy it. So that has some cool implications, but probably a little too, like, you have to set it up too much in Wild. Wild's very cutthroat, and you just want to play Shutter there anyways, if you're playing Shaman. So yeah, really cool cards. I didn't give them a lot of great grades, but honestly, I'm probably underrating the Razzle Dazzler. I keep thinking stat bombs in today's Hearthstone just isn't enough, but hopefully I'm proved wrong on that one, and there'll be more Shaman cards later today. I'm assuming we'll see what that tourist is, so make sure to check that out. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and stay salty, my friends.